Hi, my name is Faris Omar and we are from MAC651. We will present about value chain analysis and my part is the definition and one of the approach. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Omar Khusairi bin Rosli. I will present on the second approach and the pros and cons of the strategy.
Hello everyone, I'm Aidil. I will explain to you about the concept of value change analysis. So, are you ready? Let's go.
Our topic for Strategic Management Accounting Techniques Seminar 1 is Value Change Analysis.
As for the Strategic Management Accounting Techniques Value Chain Analysis, for the table of content, there are 5 main things that we would like to address here, such as the first one is definition, second one is concept, the third one is approaches, the fourth one is advantages, and last one is disadvantages. So for this presentation, I will present about the definition and one of the approach. Aidil will present about the concept, and Khusairi will present another approach and the value chain analysis pros and cons. So next, we move to the definition. What is value chain analysis? Value chain analysis is a process where a firm identifies its primary and support activities. It is as an added value to its final product and analyze these activities to reduce costs or increase differentiation. Value chain analysis is used to recognize which activities are the most valuable, for example, the cost advantage and differentiation advantage to the firm, and which ones that could be improved to give competitive advantage to the firm. Competitive advantage is what sets your business apart from the competitors. So, it means that value chains represent the internal activities a firm engaged in when transforming inputs into outputs.
We go to the concept of value change analysis. The diagram above shows the process of value change analysis. There are 2 activities in the process value change analysis, which are support activities and also primary activities. I will explain you in detail about primary activities and also support activities in the next slide. Primary activities. There are 5 steps in primary activities. The first one is inbound strategies. Inbound strategies focuses on all things related to storing, receiving, and distribution of input internally. Normally, in the inbound strategies, we are focusing on raw materials or inventory. To the next step is operation. Operation are the activities which makes changes input into output. It is also known as a process, which transform from input and the process to output. The next step is the outbound logistic. This focuses in deliver the product or service to customer once it is transformed into output. The next one is one of the most important in primary activities, which are marketing and sales. In these steps, it focuses in making customer buying our product through the advertisement and the marketing. So, in these activities, they can provide all channel in marketing so that the customer can buy the product through the marketing channel. And the last one is services. Services are activities related to enhance and maintain value of product and service to its customer. For the primary activities, I will give you an example of application. We use Domino's Pizza as the example to issue for a better understanding. For the inbound strategies, Domino's Pizza, which mainly sells pizza as their product, they will select the best raw material for making pizza. For example, is dough and also the toppings and others. For the operation, they will divide it into several parts. For example, from mixing the ingredient to bake the loaf bread as the pizza base. This is type of operation that Domino's Pizza use. Other thing is Domino's Pizza also transform from raw materials into the whole pizza. That is also under operation activities. Outbound logistic. Once the pizza has completed and well finished by the operations department, Domino's Pizza will focus to sell their product by take away or cash on delivery using their own rider. To get customer to buy the product, they should focus in marketing and sales. What can Domino's do is Domino's will promote their product through new menu every season and through advertising in televisions. Domino's Pizza also can use other different channels such as internet. They are using their own Instagram account, so they can put all the attractive media, social advertisement and also their new promotion through internet. All internet user can use it and can search all the information about their new menus using their Instagram channel. For the last activities is services, which is Domino's Pizza can provide form for complaints or suggestion or any recommendation from user. For examples, once they sell pizza to the customer can give feedback through the form such as through internet, so that they can maintain the value of the product and also services to its customer. Supporting activities. The first aspect from the supporting activities is the firm infrastructure, which is also the top management, because they control the support system and their function is allowing it to maintain daily operation. So the top management will do anything to maintain their daily operation so that they can keep their business run and continuous for a long term. The next one is human resource management. This is very important because the management of human resource relating to recruits, hires, train, rewards and also retains its workers. This is because their workers is the main or the direct labor in order to produce their products and also to help in the operations department. So they will choose or hiring or do anything so that they can keep their labor to produce a better work rate and also job satisfaction. The next one is procurement. The activity of procurement is acquisition of resources for the goods and services from external sources. So they will buy and control all the inventory from the external sources. The last one is technology development. These activities relate to manage and process information as well as protecting a company's knowledge base. So, by the technology advancement, they can keep their data and also their new technology that can produce their product better than before, and also keep their data more privacy and can help during other activities such as auditing and also interviewing and keep all the labels document. Basically, primary activities add value directly to the production process. They are not necessarily more important than support activities. Nowadays, competitive advantage mainly derives from technological improvement or innovations in business models or processes. Therefore, such support activities as information system, research and development or general management are usually the most important sources of different advantage. On the other hand, primary activities are usually the source of cost advantage, where costs can be easily identified for each activity and properly managed.
As for now, we move to the approaches. There are two approaches in the value chain analysis. The first one is cost advantage, the second one is differentiation advantage. For cost advantage, the key point is where it focuses on how to reduce the cost. For differentiation advantage, it focuses on invent a unique product. And then for the cost advantage, I will explain further in the next slide. So, what is cost advantage? Or what is actually cost advantage? Cost advantage goal is to become the lowest cost provider in your industry or market. Automatically, companies who excel with a low cost strategy, or we call as cost advantage, have extreme operational efficiency and use low cost materials and resources to reduce the overall price of their product or service. This approach is to be used when organizations try to compete on cost, want to know the sources of cost advantage and factors drive those costs. There are 5 analysis steps in order for a firm to get cost advantage. The first step is to identify the firm's primary and support activity. So, all the activities, for example, from the receiving and storing materials to marketing, selling, and after-sales support that are undertaken to produce goods or services have to be clearly identified and separated from each other. This requires an adequate knowledge of company's operations because value chain activities are not organized in the same way as the company itself. The managers who identify value chain activities have to look into how work is done to deliver customer value. For the step 2, establish the relative importance of each activity in the total cost of the product. It means that the total cost of producing a product or service must be broken down and assigned to each activity. It means that activity-based costing is used to calculate cost for each process. Activities that are major sources of cost or done inefficiently, we can use a benchmark against competitors, must be addressed first. For the next slide, step 3. Identify cost drivers for each activity. It is because only by understanding what factors drive the cost, manager can focus on improving them. For instance, cost for labor-intensive activities will be driven by work hours, work speed, wage rate, and etc. Different activities will have different cost drivers. For step 4, identify links between activities. Reduction of cost in one activity may lead to further cost reduction in subsequent activities. To illustrate that, fewer components in the product design may lead to less faulty parts and lower service costs. Therefore, identifying the links between activities will lead to better understanding on how cost improvement would affect the whole value chain. Sometimes, cost reduction in one activity lead to higher costs for other activities. For the last step, which is step 5, identify opportunities for reducing costs. When the company knows its inefficient activities and cost drivers, the company can plan on how to improve them. For example, too high wage rates can be dealt with by increasing the production speed, outsourcing jobs to low-wage countries, or installing more automated processes that can reduce costs. After that, we move to the example of company that apply the cost advantage. So, we choose the 99 Speed Mart. At 99 Speed Mart, they always offer low prices every day as a chain of mini markets. The company focuses in selling only the essential products and daily use products to fulfill and satisfy customer needs. The company is able to provide goods in a cheaper price to consumer. The pricing tactic enables consumers to enjoy low prices and makes consumers feel reasonable to purchase the daily use product at 99 Speed Mart. They offered a lower price compared to its competitors. Their idea linked with economies of scale where they purchase goods in bulk and able to provide cheaper price for consumers. Besides that, their lower overhead cost, which is less manpower, enables them to pass the cost saving to consumer by reducing the price.
So let's move on to the differentiation advantage strategy. The value chain analysis is done differently when a firm competes on differentiation rather than cost. Many businesses choose to restructure over time and use varying the strategies to advance and distinguish themselves in the marketplace. A differentiation strategy is an approach business developed by providing customers with something unique, different, and distinct from their competitors. The main objective of implementing a differentiation advantage is to increase the competitiveness. A business will usually accomplish this by analyzing its strengths and weaknesses, the needs of its customers, and the overall value that they can provide. So there are basically 3 steps to gain differentiation advantage. The first one is to identify the customer's value creating activities. Managers have to focus on those activities that contribute the most to creating the customer value. For example, Apple product success mainly comes not from great product features, but from successful marketing activities. The second step that can be taken is to evaluate the differentiation strategies for improving the customer's value. There are strategies that can be implemented by the managers on specific aspects to be improved. The strategies are: add more product features, focus on customer service and responsiveness, increase the customization, and offer complementary products. The third steps are identifying the best sustainable differentiation. The superior differentiation and customer value will be the result of many interrelated activities and strategies used. The best combination of them should be used to pursue the sustainable differentiation advantage. So we'll move on to the example of differentiation advantage. We choose Apple. Apple attempts to increase market demand for its product through differentiation advantage strategy. which entails making its product unique and attractive to customers. The companies have always been designed to be ahead of the curve compared to its competitors. Despite high competition, Apple has succeeded in creating demand for its products, giving the company power over prices through product differentiation, innovative advertising, ensured the brand loyalty and hype around the launch of new products. By focusing on the customers that are willing to pay more and maintaining a premium price at the cost of unit volume, Apple also set up an artificial entry barrier towards their competitors. So moving on to the advantages of this strategy, the first one is it creates additional value. Product differentiation will give your prospective customers added value. This value can either come directly from the product and services or from the brand perception itself. The second advantage is to develop brand loyalty. So every time people see your products on store shelves or in an online advertisement, they will know exactly what your product represents, and they will be more likely to choose your product over the competitors. The third one will be the allowable to the business compete in many different ways. With product differentiation, companies have the ability to compete in areas other than price. They can be innovative in style, quality and features. It is also up to the business to decide which area of differentiation will work best for their target markets. Moving on to the disadvantages, the first one is flexible but depend on how the company use the analysis to get the best result. So the strategy is doable for the companies. However, it depends on the company to use the best analysis to get the best result. So companies cannot simply implement the strategy used by other companies due to the difference in their type of operation. It also will not enhance the uniqueness aspect in the product since the strategy is copied from others. The second disadvantage is the offerings perceived value can be declined. As consumers evolve to have a higher standard, while technology and product advance, the differentiation of your product might no longer provide value towards the customers. You should consider how long your differentiation strategy will last and if it will need to be modified eventually. The third disadvantages of this strategy is the revenue increases are not guaranteed. A differentiation strategy doesn't necessarily guarantee that customers will find the value that separates your product from other competitors. For example, if your product is more expensive than the competitor selling the standard product and the consumer doesn't see your added value in your product, they will likely choose the cheap option. That is all from us. Thank you. Do you have any questions?